filthy. Oh, that.
Hello everyone, this is Sloesty here, bringing you a battle for the Pokemon Wi-Fi campaign. It's actually my first battle I'm uploading, so I'm trying to keep this good as possible. I am fighting as Dazza, with one of my best teams probably, and I lead off with a electrode called Mad because I set up my shields like light screen and reflect, and he has full switch and stuff, and his Heatran goes like for Stealth Rock, and right here I was gonna go for the Volt Switch, so that's quite nice of him to switch me out with Roar. So he switches me out to Spaghetti, and I don't want to stay on with Spaghetti because like Spaghetti is my defense tank, so I switch out to my special defense wall, and he goes for the Protect. So that's quite fortunate for me. I don't know why I went for Protect. Well, don't ask me. So I go for the Toxic Spikes, knowing that I'm quite safe against this Heatran. He'll probably roar me out. So yeah, he does roar me out, and I think I switch back into my Electrode. Yes, I do, and here I go for the Volt Switch and make a huge mistake because I knew that he had an Electrifier, and I should have predicted this. So I go for the Volt Switch on the switch with his Electivire, so it doesn't work. He gets the Motor Drive boost, and I don't get switched out. So that was kind of stupid of me. So he goes for the Cross Chop, and luckily he misses. So I go for the Explosion, and even though Electro doesn't have too much attack, this still does a bunch load of damage. Don't ask me what this Electivire is, I don't know what he has. My Electrode has like Light Clay or something like that, yes. So I go to my Anubis just to be faster than him, because Anubis the Lucario has Extreme Speed. So I go for the Extreme Speed, so I could outspeed him, and I finish him off. I don't know what happens after this point. Oh yes, he goes to his Conkeldurr. So right here I kind of had a feeling that this guy would be a bulk upset, so I go for this Substitute. And my feelings were correct, so he goes for the bulk up, which is kind of nice. And what he probably didn't expect was that my Lucario is a sub-puncher. You'll see. So, okay, my Light Screen wore off, but that's not important. And I go for the Focus Punch, as he goes for the Mach Punch, bulk up, and he probably has Guts, so it definitely breaks the Substitute. But I go for the Focus Punch, and thinking that it will deal like a bunch load of damage, it does, but it doesn't finish him off. So quite a bulky Conkeldurr. I'm failing at my language right now, and you might think I would go for the Extreme Speed, but no. I see this as a chance to get my Golurkin called Massive Ghost, and so he misses. He doesn't miss, but I'm unaffected by his Mach Punch, and this Golurk is a beast. You'll see why soon enough. I'm like, okay, poison doesn't kill him, so let's go for Dynamic Punch. Yes, Golurk actually has the No Guard ability, so I'll never miss. And Dynamic Punch has like what, 50 accuracy, so that's quite nice. He goes to his Golduck, and I'm not scared of the Golduck. I'll just go to my Tentacruel here to counter it, even though it might have Psychic. So, but later on in the battle we'll see that it doesn't have Psychic, or that would be a huge problem since 4 out of my 6 Pokemon are weak to Psychic. So it's for the Hyper Pump. And that actually does jack shit, so I'm thinking it could be Scarfed, so it would be able to outspeed my Golurk, since Golurk is also Scarfed, so that's gonna be a problem for Golurk. I need to take care of this thing. So I go for the Giga Drain, wanting to deal some damage and healing up, but he switches it to his Miltank. I'm like, cool beans, Miltank has pretty low special defense, but still, it does nothing. I mean, Miltank has good HP and decent special defense, so what the hell am I yammering about? And right here I make a mistake. I should have switched out to my Golurk, because I actually knew that I was gonna go for the Body Slam. And I was dumb enough to stay in, so he paralyzes me with this Body Slam, and I'm actually spoiling what's gonna happen. I should wait telling what happens before it happens. So yeah, I went for the scald, thinking I could burn it, but it was quite stupid since he was already poisoned by my toxic spikes. And right here I switch out, knowing that he will probably go for a heal bell, a recover, I mean milk drink, or another body slam. So I'm like, okay, you go do that, I'll switch out to my massive ghost. Since a massive ghost has dynamic punch. And he actually goes for the heal bell, healing up his team members, which is actually quite stupid since I got toxic spikes around. So each time he switches in, everybody will be poisoned, or not everybody. The Pokemon he switches in. I'm kind of stupid at narrating. I go for the dynamic punch, and it doesn't finish him off. So that just shows off the defenses of Miltank. I don't know what he was planning here. He should have switched out, but he didn't. He might have gone for the milk drink. But luckily for me, or fortunate for me, he gets a confusion hack, so I go for another dynamic punch, taking him out. And I think he goes back to his Golduck. Yes, he goes back to his Golduck. And like, now I got like, what, 4 PP left on my dynamic punch, so I'm not really planning on staying in too long with this guy. And I'm kinda lucky I stayed in, since he used hidden power and it didn't affect me, so he told me afterwards it was hidden power electric. Kinda lucky for me, so I get a dynamic punch off on my greatest enemy in this team. So he withdraws his Golduck, I go for another dynamic punch, and luckily, wow, weirdly enough he switches out to Porygon 2, who is actually weak to fighting type moves, so this will also do a chunk load of damage. But since Porygon 2 isn't fully evolved, he can like give it Evilite and add extra defense, so that's why he probably survived it with that much HP left. But luckily for me, he gets hit by the confusion, and I am able to finish him off with another dynamic punch. Like right here, I almost have no PP left for my dynamic punch, so I'm really not gonna bother switching out. He might have seen that, and I think he wanted to play it safe here, and he went for the Ice Beam instead of the Hydro Pump, which is kinda weird. I didn't expect this to happen. Anyways, it doesn't finish me off. I'm quite lucky here. I didn't know I was gonna survive it. So he got off another dynamic punch, finishing off his Golduck. And I think it's 1 against 5 here, so I'm not gonna over-predict or do anything crazy here. I'm just gonna keep dynamic punching. And here you also will be able to see the bulkiness of a Heatran, since Heatran like survived this. And seeing this, I think I should give a choice band to my Golduck. But Scarf is also quite nice, since he outspeeds most of the stuff and is able to confuse them. And nobody wants their Pokemon to get confused, so most of the time they don't dare to switch out after the Dynamic Punch. So I finally get to show my last Pokemon, a Hydreigon. I called him Fluffy. You get it? Get it? No? And go for the Earthquake. So yeah, this finishes the battle. GG, Dazza, and goodbye. WiFiCampaign was a fun narrating for you guys. So see you later.